Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Today, I have a video on Arken optics, and not a review video like a lot of you probably were hoping for, but something a little bit more about the industry in general and some of the back-end practices going on. Now, ever since Arken optics first came on the scene a long time ago, I've been getting requests to do videos on their products. That is because they offer seemingly high quality products at a very good price, which is right up my alley as someone who is a legitimate poor. Now, the reason for this video now is that recently Arken reached out to me to see if I wanted to do a review on one of their scopes, specifically the new 1 to 8 by 28 that used to have a retail price of $300 and then they raised the price to about $500, kind of similar to what we've seen other companies do. Now, this video is not really going to be going into the quality of Arken optics. That will probably be a separate video in the future, though I will have a very mild take on their value proposition based upon people that I actually trust, not necessarily industry shills, but people that I actually trust who have actually used Arken optics. This video is much more a condemnation of their marketing practices and the gun industry sphere on YouTube as a whole. So now getting to the Arken question. Are all of their reviews online Astroturfed? Well, that's somewhat of a complicated question, so we'll go ahead and start at the beginning. Now, if you're not familiar with Arken optics, they originally started around 2019 is when they popped up online. I'm sure the company actually formed before then, but when they first popped up online, they brought with them some seemingly high quality scopes with high quality features for a bargain asking price. Now, of course, shortly after that, you have your standard hype train marketing, but you also had some questionable hit and miss in terms of quality. Reports popping up online of certain people being taken care of very well, with other people being left in the dust. People seemingly having widely disparate reports of quality with the actual optics themselves. Some people having very good luck, some people claiming to have large issues with their scopes as well in terms of glass quality, especially for what other people seem to be claiming about them. And the biggest difference between two groups' experience seemed to be between the YouTube reviewers, the quote-unquote professionals, versus the normal people just posting their experiences online. And again, there seemed to be a wide gap in their outcomes. Now, before we get into whether or not a lot of their reviews are astroturfed, it would probably help to start out with a good definition, and I'm just going to be using the simplest one, which is essentially the disguising of an orchestrated campaign as a grassroots event, i.e. a spontaneous upwelling of public opinion. Essentially disguising something to appear natural when in fact it's completely manufactured. Now, even from the very early days of Arken's marketing strategies, it seems that they've always tried to work very closely with their YouTube influencers, specifically the people creating video reviews. Now, I'm not accusing anyone specific of doing anything specific, but I'm just speaking to the general practice. And this is something that I confirmed when they reached out to me. Personally, within their second email, they offered me the product, number one, which is a very normal, natural thing to do. I review product. When a company reaches out to me asking if I want to review a product, usually if it's of interest, the answer is yes. And again, Arken on paper seems to be something that somebody like me would be very interested in. High quality, high value, high features for not that much money. Unfortunately, it doesn't really stop there, and I can confirm that they have offered multiple other people the same deal. That includes product, and or money, and or ammo, and or giveaways to increase traffic on your channel, so on and so forth. Now, something that I want to be very clear on is that none of those things in and of themselves are bad. If you think you can maintain your objectivity while reviewing a product and still accept money, ammo, giveaways, all of that sort of stuff, I think that that is just fine, but everybody's going to have their own different limit. The main problem is going to be that a lot of these people may or may not have disclosed the fact that they were paid in terms of money, ammo, giveaways, and the product itself, especially in the early days of the Arken optics push. And again, the most important thing for me personally as a reviewer is that you're at least not violating your own moral compass and you're doing what you believe to be the best job you can of remaining impartial in your reviews, because that is your job. And of course, that you're always honest with your audience in terms of what you received for the review, and all of the full disclosures that you also legally have to get into. And if you're wondering what my personal response was to the offer, well, here you go. Now, Arken Optics has also been accused of some fairly shady background practices when it comes to reviews. So as far as that all goes, I read about a half dozen Reddit threads, and after washing my eyes and soul, I still didn't quite come to the bottom of it, so I'll let you be the judge of that one. Now, unfortunately for Arken Optics, all this does is muddy the waters as to whether or not their product is actually good. You can find plenty of positive reviews that I believe to be genuine, and you can also find plenty of negative reviews that I also have no reason to believe are not genuine. But when you throw in the accusations of shillhood, whether or not you personally believe that they are warranted or not, all that does is render all of your positive reviews suspect whether or not they should be in the first place, which of course is not good for the company, and it's also unfortunately not good for the reviewers as well. Even if a reviewer has a very positive experience and didn't take any money, didn't take any ammo, or any of the other benefits that come along with it, if they spent their own money on it and they review it and have a positive experience, there's going to be a handful of people online calling them a shill, even though they did their best to review a product fairly. And this comes to my very mild take on Arken Optics, is that in general, from the people that I actually know and trust, they make a fine product when you consider the price. They don't compete with high-end products for a half or a third the money, but they do provide a certain level of value if you're in the market for a, what some people consider to be budget. Again, $500 to some people is a lot of money, myself included. It's very, very rare when I drop $500 on an optic. But of course, on the flip side of that, some people would never even consider looking at a $500 piece of glass because they consider that to be garbage. But at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of optics that we have access to in late 2023, Arken Optics seem to be good for the money if you get one that works as advertised. And if they end up not sending one out for review, doesn't bug me, I'll just buy one myself and see what all the fuss is about. Now, getting back to their marketing strategy, which does seem to make sense if you look at the short-term gains. You can get a ton of very positive videos out there very quickly, even if they are not intentionally buying reviews or massaging reviews, by working very closely with influencers and leaving them with a positive impression, whether intentional or not, again, with the product, money, ammo, giveaways, whatever else that they're offering other content creators. I am not sure. I'm not privy to all of those conversations, of course. But whatever they're doing, it is certainly giving them short-term gains in sacrifice of their long-term legacy. Getting away from the Astroturfed name is very difficult to do, and once that perception is there that your reviews are bought and paid for, it's something that sticks with you for a very long time. Which again, if the company is putting out good products at a good price, which again, on paper, they seem to be very good products at a good price, then it's something that sucks for the company as well, because they've already tainted their name, even though they're producing a product that most people should in theory like. So my advice to Arken Optics would be to forget the marketing hype and any other sort of back-end shenanigans that they may or may not be doing. Focus on making a good product at a good price and promoting it as morally as you can. Yes, it might take you longer to reach the same sort of market saturation that you're looking for, but at the end of the day, your name and your brand will be better for it, almost assuredly in the long run. But that's about all that I got for the Arken Optics topic for now. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. God bless.
Low and to the right, so I bumped it up just a little bit. That was an impact.